Welcome back to another video on the Who Passed Today channel. In the past 24 hours, we've received sad news about the passing of some extraordinary talents. In today's episode, we dedicate this time to honor their memories and celebrate the legacies of these remarkable individuals. Before we begin, we kindly ask for your support if this video or their legacy has touched your life. Please give it a like as a sign of respect. Thank you. Mike, the Bodysnatcher McCallum, a former professional boxer, has died, according to multiple reports. The Jamaican athlete passed away Saturday while he was on his way to the gym in Las Vegas, according to the Jamaica Observer. The outlet claims he fell ill and pulled over to the side of the road where he was eventually found deceased by police. His cause of death has not been reported, and we've reached out to Las Vegas police for more information. McCallum amassed an impressive 49-5 record over his nearly 20-year career, winning 36 of his bouts by knockout. He held 3 titles at different points during his career, winning the World Boxing Association's super welterweight belt, the middleweight belt, and later the light heavyweight belt. Mike fought a series of tough opponents during his career, including Sean Mannion, Julian Jackson, Roy Jones Jr., James Toney, and more. Fellow former world champion Chris Eubank Jr. was among many who took to social media to pay tribute to McCallum, his former trainer. Brian Kellock, one of Scotland's most admired jazz pianists, passed away in Glasgow on May 27, 2025, at the age of 63. The news was confirmed by the Edinburgh Jazz and Blues Festival, where Kellock had long been a beloved figure. Although the exact cause was not publicly shared, the sadness rippling through the jazz world spoke volumes. His passing marks the end of a remarkable chapter in British jazz, one defined by brilliance, warmth, and a tireless devotion to his craft. Born and raised in Edinburgh, Brian Kell studied music at the University of Edinburgh before emerging as a transformative presence in the UK jazz scene. Known for his lightning-fast technique and distinctive swing, Kell's playing drew international praise. Over the years, he performed alongside giants like Herb Geller, Sheila Jordan, and James Morrison, never losing the humility that endeared him to both colleagues and audiences. His trio and solo projects showcased not just technical mastery, but a joyful, emotional depth that became his signature. Kellock's presence went beyond performance. As a mentor, collaborator, and advocate for live music, he shaped generations of Scottish musicians. For 4 decades, he was a mainstay at jazz festivals from Glasgow to Berlin, lifting every stage he touched. Fellow musicians have spoken out in heartfelt tribute. The team at Wigham's Jazz Club wrote, "Dear Brian, you were a colossus," remembering the way he captivated their audiences night after night. Christine Beauville, who had shared the stage with him, recalled him as a genius in his field and the loveliest gent. His death has left a silence, but it's not an empty one. It's filled with memories of a maestro's laughter between songs, of fingers dancing across piano keys, of a crowd swaying in awe. UK Jazz News called him a hugely influential figure on the Scottish scene for decades. The respect was not only for his skill, but for his spirit. Brian Kell carried his love for jazz with dignity and grace, never chasing fame, only the next beautiful note. Did you ever see Brian Kell perform live? Or was there a recording of his that moved you deeply? We'd love to hear your story in the comments. Every shared memory adds another note to the music he left behind. Music that still plays on in the hearts of those who listened. Sacha Jenkins, the acclaimed journalist, filmmaker, and cultural documentarian, passed away on May 23, 2025 at the age of 54 due to complications from multiple system atrophy, MSA, a rare and aggressive neurological disease. His death was shared by his wife, filmmaker, and writer Sacha Jenkins through a moving Instagram post that recounted his final days with warmth, honesty, and pain. Sacha was still brilliant, creative, and present. "What was a blessing over the last couple months became a curse," she wrote, describing how the disease robbed him of his ability to communicate. Best known for his deep engagement with hip-hop and black culture, Jenkins was a true storyteller. From his early work as co-founder of Ego Trip magazine to his time as music editor at Vibe, Jenkins helped reshape how the culture was written about, moving it out of the margins and into serious conversations. He created and produced influential television series such as Ego Trips, The White Rapper Show, and Miss Reap Supreme for VH1. His documentary work included Fresh Dressed, Everything's Going to Be All White, Louis Armstrong's Black and Blues, and Wu-Tang Clan of Mics and Men, which earned him an Emmy nomination. His wife's tribute painted a vivid human picture of Jenkins' final moments. She described how on the morning of his death, she and their 13-year-old son called out his name, hoping for one more smile or joke. All we wanted was for Sacha to wake up. He didn't, she wrote. Later, she opened a window and prayed for his spirit to be free. I can still feel him, she added. Jenkins' work was both prolific and personal. Colleagues and friends remember him not only for his creative vision, but for his grounded presence. He told the truth, even when it was hard, said a longtime collaborator in an online tribute. He helped us understand the world around us a little better. Sacha Jenkins is survived by his wife Raquel, his son, his daughter Jolly Brown Sipa, a film producer, and a grandson. His storytelling left a meaningful record of the culture he lived and loved. Those who worked with him, learned from him, or simply followed his work will carry his memory forward. Georgia O'Connor, a rising star in British boxing and a Commonwealth Youth Games gold medalist, was at the age of 25. Her passing was confirmed on May 20th, 2025, just months after she was diagnosed with cancer in January. She died in County Durham, surrounded by loved ones. News of her passing was first reported by PA Media and later shared by her promotional team, Boxer, who described her as a true warrior inside and outside the ring. O'Connor had a decorated amateur career, capturing gold at the 2017 Commonwealth Youth Games and medaling at both the World and European Youth Championships. She turned professional in 2021 with Boxer and remained undefeated in 3 bouts, her last match taking place in October 2022. Beyond the ring, O'Connor spoke openly about living with ulcerative colitis, a chronic illness she revealed in 2023 during an interview with BBC Northeast. Boxer released a heartfelt tribute following her death, stating, "We are heartbroken by the passing of Georgia O'Connor. The boxing community has lost a talented, courageous, and determined young woman far too soon." England Boxing echoed the sentiment, saying they were deeply saddened and praising her standout performances at the junior level. Earlier in May 2025, O'Connor shared news of her marriage to her partner Adriano Cardinali in a social media post. Her final weeks, marked by grace and bravery, have left a strong impression on those who followed her career and personal journey. Ben Shalom, Boxer's founder and CEO, expressed his sorrow on social media, writing, "Georgia was an inspirational person and one I'll never forget. My heart goes out to her parents and partner who I know did everything they could." Though her time in professional boxing was brief, O'Connor's impact was deeply felt across the sport. Her story of resilience, openness about health challenges, and her kindness outside the ring earned her admiration from fans and peers alike. She's remembered not just as a talented athlete, but as a young woman who approached life and sport with heart and courage. Daylene Young, the screenwriter behind the 1980 film Little Darlings and the Emmy-nominated Jonathan, the Boy Nobody Wanted, passed on May 9, 2025 in Portland, Oregon. She was 85. Her husband, director Robert Martin Carroll, confirmed to The Hollywood Reporter that she passed away due to complications from Alzheimer's disease. Known for her heartfelt writing and ability to craft memorable characters for television and film, Young left behind a legacy that resonated with generations of viewers. Born in Texas and later based in Oregon, Young built her reputation in the 1970s and 1980s as a go-to writer for made-for-TV movies. Her breakthrough came with the 1976 NBC film Dawn, Portrait of a Teenage Runaway, which dealt with teenage issues in an honest way rare for its time. She continued to write powerful tellums such as Will There Really Be a Morning, based on the autobiography of actress Frances Farmer and Miss Lay and Me, which aired in 2002. Young was also recognized for her work in family and children's programming. Her writing for the 1999 Showtime special Locked in Silence earned her a Daytime Emmy nomination, while the 1992 NBC drama Jonathan, the Boy Nobody Wanted, received both a Christopher Award and a Humanitas Prize nomination. Her husband said, "In her heyday, she was arguably the top writer of made-for-television movies." While primarily known as a writer, Young also appeared on screen, including a small role in the 2021 Nicolas Cage film Pig, filmed in her home state. Her range of work included screenplays like Cross Creek and the 1995 adaptation of the Babysitter's Club movie. Her stories often emphasized emotional depth, with characters navigating personal trials and relationships with authenticity. Young is survived by her husband Robert, who is 53, and their daughter Eden. Reflecting on her career, Robert Carroll told The Hollywood Reporter, "She loved telling stories about people who didn't always have a voice. She had a quiet strength, and that came through in her writing. Her work continues to stand as a testament to the power of compassion and storytelling in American television and film." Ray Barra, celebrated American dancer and choreographer, passed away peacefully on March 26, 2025 in Marbella, Spain, at the age of 95. His passing was announced by the Stuttgart Ballet, the company where he rose to prominence in the 1960s. Though the cause of death was not publicly detailed, his passing marked the end of a remarkable era in the world of ballet. The Stuttgart Ballet shared, "We are deeply saddened by the news of the death of Ray Barr. He will forever be an important part of the history of the Stuttgart Ballet." Born in San Francisco in 1930 to Spanish parents, Barr's career began in the United States, where he trained and danced with the San Francisco Opera Ballet and American Ballet Theater. But it was in Germany as a soloist, with the Stuttgart Ballet from 1958 to 1966, that Barr made his lasting mark. He was one of the few dancers who remained through the company's transformation under the leadership of choreographer John Cranko. Kano created several iconic roles specifically for him, including Romeo in Romeo and Juliet and Anagen in the ballet of the same name. After a career-ending injury in 1966, Barra transitioned into teaching and choreography. He became a trusted ballet master across Europe, working with companies in Berlin, Frankfurt, Hamburg, Vienna, Munich, and Madrid. From 1994 to 1996, he served as ballet director at Deutsche Oper in Berlin, helping shape a new generation of dancers with his careful eye and wealth of experience. His choreographic works, including Rossini sonatas and Poem Deino, reflect a deep musicality and sensitivity to movement. Friends and former colleagues have remembered Barr as a thoughtful artist, with a calm presence and a strong sense of discipline. He had a way of letting the dancer breathe inside the music, one former student recalled. Others spoke of his quiet humor and unwavering respect for the art form. His influence stretched beyond the stage into rehearsal rooms, classrooms, and careers that continue today. Ray Barra spent his final years in Spain, the land of his roots, where he remained active in the arts community. His legacy lives on in the roles he created, the dancers he inspired, and the grace he brought to ballet both on stage and off. James Van Der Beek, an American actor and screenwriter, first found his place in the hearts of audiences from the quiet suburbs of Cheshire, Connecticut. Born in 1977, he emerged as a defining face of late 1990s television, embodying a generation's growing pains with a kind of sincerity that felt personal. Best known for his iconic role as Dawson Leary in Dawson's Creek, James did more than just play a character. He helped shape the emotional vocabulary of an era. Yet his legacy extends far beyond that one performance, marked by a career built on thoughtful choices, vulnerability, and an enduring willingness to grow both on-screen and off. As Dawson Leary, the sensitive and introspective aspiring filmmaker, James connected with millions of viewers navigating their own coming-of-age stories. The series became a cultural touchstone, and James brought a depth to the role that helped redefine how young men could be portrayed on screen. Viewers saw in Dawson a reflection of themselves, their doubts, their hopes, and their longing to be understood. In this role, James helped open the door for more emotionally complex male characters in teen dramas. And that influence continues to be felt in television today. But James never allowed himself to be boxed into one identity. As he stepped away from the idealism of Dawson, he chose roles that challenged him and showed audiences a new side of his talent. In Varsity Blues, he portrayed a small-town quarterback caught between expectation and identity. The film was both a commercial success and a critical turning point for James, proving that he had the range to lead in stories far removed from the introspective world of Capeside. With The Rules of Attraction, he ventured into darker territory, delivering a haunting performance as Sean Bateman, a character as morally ambiguous as Dawson was earnest. It was a bold move that redefined how the industry and fans saw him. What makes James truly remarkable, however, is his ability to laugh at himself and to playfully deconstruct his own image. In Don't Trust the Bee, in Apartment 23, he played a fictionalized version of himself, a Hollywood star who was equal parts charming and clueless. His self-awareness and comedic timing were widely praised, reminding audiences that James didn't just have depth, he had levity too. He followed this with an inventive turn in What Would Diplo Do?, a satirical series that showcased his ability to blend absurdity with humanity, proving again that he could surprise even the most devoted fans. James's career continued to evolve with performances in shows like CSI: Cyber, where he took on the role of a tough and tech-savvy FBI agent, and in the critically acclaimed series Pose, where he brought sensitivity and nuance to his portrayal of a conflicted journalist. His voice work in Disney Junior's Vampirina allowed him to connect with the youngest of viewers, making him a familiar name in households across generations. In recent years, James has shifted his focus from Hollywood to healing and family life. He and his wife, Kimberly, made headlines when they moved their growing family to Texas, seeking more space, quiet, and simplicity after the heartbreaking experience of multiple pregnancy losses. In 2024, James opened up about how that decision was rooted in a deeper need for emotional and spiritual reset. He's spoken openly about grief healing and the beauty of slowing down to focus on what truly matters. He's also become an advocate for mindful living, homeschooling his children, and using social media not for celebrity, but to share reflections on parenting, marriage, and self-growth. His followers don't just see an actor. They see a man who chooses presence over prestige and who constantly encourages others to do the same. This chapter of James's life is less about roles and scripts and more about the moments in between, the ones that don't make headlines but make all the difference. Perhaps the most powerful part of James Van Der Beek's legacy is the life he lives beyond the screen. With his wife Kimberly and their 6 children, James has been candid about the beauty and heartbreak of parenthood. His openness about their family's experiences, including the losses they've endured, has resonated deeply with many. In an industry that often rewards distance and image, James has chosen instead to lead with vulnerability. He reminds us that behind every character, there is a human being who lives, learns, and loves deeply. Through each chapter of his career, James has consistently chosen truth over pretense. He has portrayed characters who were searching, stumbling, and growing. And in doing so, he's made space for audiences to feel less alone in their own journeys. Whether making us laugh, cry, or simply think, James Van Der Beek has given more than performances. He's given moments of connection. As we reflect on the impact of his work, we're reminded that true legacy isn't measured just by awards or box office numbers. It's felt in the hearts of people who see themselves in the stories we tell. James's legacy is one of empathy, courage, and evolution. He continues to show us that embracing every version of ourselves, from the wide-eyed dreamers to the quietly broken, is a form of strength. Have you ever watched a performance of James Van Der Beek that made you pause and think? Did Dawson's Creek help you through your own growing pains? We'd love to hear your memories, your favorite roles, and what his work has meant to you. Leave a comment below. Give this story a like if it touched you, and share it with someone who might need a reminder that it's okay to feel deeply, to question, and to begin again. Because in celebrating James Van Der Beek, we also celebrate the enduring beauty of being